What's the damage?
Catastrophic. His spear is made of raw vibranium. The ship could explode at any second.
Get us to the desert.
Ryan Coogler, the filmmaker behind the blockbuster Black Panther movies, has finally dropped some hints about what's next for him, and from the sound of it, Black Panther 3 isn't some far-off dream. It could actually arrive sooner than people expected. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is heading into the last stretch of its massive multiverse saga, with huge films like Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Avengers Secret Wars lined up. Because these titles already have sky-high anticipation, any movie hitting theaters between 2025 and 2027 will have to be just as exciting to keep up with the hype. That's why sequels like Black Panther 3, Doctor Strange 3, and Thor 5 feel inevitable, not just because fans love these characters, but also because they could easily tie into Marvel's big multiverse storyline. Out of all of them, though, Black Panther 3 looks like it has the best shot at showing up during Phase 6. Coogler has straight up admitted he's working on it, and lately, the odds of it happening have only gotten better. While Marvel fans are buzzing about that, Coogler's also been in the spotlight for another reason, his recent horror hit Sinners. The movie, which released in 2025, was both a critical and commercial success. From the start, Coogler said Sinners was meant to stand on its own, a complete story that didn't need a sequel. Even though he hasn't completely ruled out a follow-up, he's been clear that it was his way of taking a break from the non-stop demands of franchise filmmaking. But now that Sinners is behind him and his creative batteries are recharged, it seems like he might be ready to jump back into the Marvel machine with Black Panther 3. That shift makes sense when you think about how different these projects are. Sinners was a tightly focused, director-driven story, while Black Panther is on a whole other scale. The first two films weren't just Marvel hits, they became cultural milestones, partly because of how they honored the legacy of Coogler's close friend and Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman. So tackling a third installment with fresh energy could be exactly what Coogler wants right now. And it's not just talk. Coogler has already confirmed that Black Panther 3 is in development. In fact, the chatter really took off after Denzel Washington let it slip that he'd been cast in the movie. That reveal alone turned heads, but then Coogler admitted that working with Washington had been on his wish list for a long time. According to him, they've been having conversations about it for years. While Coogler didn't spill all the details, he did tell Variety that fans wouldn't be waiting long for the next chapter. Right now, Coogler's still been busy with the release and promotion of Sinners, so there's no official word on the Black Panther 3 script. Still, it's probably safe to say it's somewhere in the development phase. If he keeps his schedule clear and doesn't take on any new projects, he could easily have the script wrapped up by 2025 or 2026, which would put the movie on track for pre-production by late 2025 or early 2026. As for the cast, Washington is basically locked in for a mysterious role. Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, and Lupita Nyong'o will almost certainly be back. And even though Angela Bassett's Queen Ramonda and Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger are gone in the present timeline, there's always the ancestral plane or flashbacks for them to pop up again. Tenoch Huerta's Namor might also return, likely as an ally to Wakanda after the events of Wakanda Forever. When it comes to release timing, Marvel has an interesting open spot in July 2027, right between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. If Coogler finishes the script soon and production kicks off, Black Panther 3 could take that slot. That would make it a perfect bridge between the two massive Avengers movies, giving it a huge boost and making it an essential piece of the multiverse saga. Of course, there's another possibility. Marvel could hold Black Panther 3 until after Secret Wars wraps up, letting it act as a more self-contained story. That's how Ant-Man closed out Phase 2 and Spider-Man Far From Home served as the epilogue for Phase 3. Or, if the film passes the torch to a brand new lead character, it could even become the first movie of Phase 7 in 2028. Washington's potential involvement is more than just another casting announcement. For one thing, Marvel hasn't officially announced Black Panther 3 yet, so having a big name like him mentioned this early is surprising. For another, he's widely regarded as one of the greatest living actors, someone Coogler openly calls the greatest, and his addition would be a massive deal for a trilogy finale. There's also a bittersweet element here, since Washington was a major influence on Chadwick Boseman. Bringing him into the franchise would carry emotional weight for both fans and the cast. Coogler has said he's been trying to work with Washington since his very first day as a filmmaker, so it's clear this isn't just a casual idea. The only real mystery now is what role Washington will be playing. There's already speculation that the story could need a powerful villain, and as it happens, Marvel's upcoming animated series, Eyes of Wakanda, might have the perfect candidate. That series, which dives into different points in Wakanda's history, kicks off with a story about a rogue warrior called the Lion. Once a respected member of the Royal Guard and the War Dogs, the Lion betrays his people and uses Wakandan technology to amass power. He even starts his own cult to help him achieve his world-conquering goals. Despite being killed in 1260 BC, the character's introduction in Eyes of Wakanda could easily set him up to appear in Black Panther 3. Marvel could even adapt one of the more intense comic book storylines involving the Lion cult. In the 2009 Black Panther run, the cult tries to overthrow Wakanda while T'Challa is on his deathbed. They summon Morlun, a psychic vampire, to drain the Black Panther's power and seize control. In that version, Shuri ends up taking on the mantle to protect the kingdom. Obviously, some adjustments would be needed for the MCU, since T'Challa's death already happened before Wakanda Forever and Shuri is already the Black Panther. But the general idea a cult with deep roots in Wakandan history threatening the nation could work beautifully on screen. Pairing that with a big-name actor like Washington in either a villainous or mentor role would only make it more compelling. Plus, the fact that Wakanda has become one of the MCU's most fascinating settings makes this all the more exciting. Between its history, culture, and political importance, it's a treasure trove of storytelling opportunities. That's why projects like Eyes of Wakanda are so important. They don't just fill in backstory, they expand the world in ways that open the door for future films. So when you connect the dots, Coogler's readiness to return to the franchise, Washington's almost confirmed casting, and Marvel's open release schedule, it feels like Black Panther 3 is all but inevitable. The only real questions now are how soon they can get cameras rolling and whether it will act as a key piece of the multiverse saga puzzle or as a fresh start for the next era of Marvel storytelling. Either way, the combination of a revitalized Ryan Coogler, the legacy of Chadwick Boseman, and the possible arrival of one of Hollywood's most respected actors makes the idea of Black Panther 3 something fans will be watching closely. And if all of this comes together the way it's shaping up, it could be one of the most talked about Marvel movies of the decade. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.